Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be making tonkatsu, which is basically a Japanese fried pork cutlet. But before we even start frying any pork, I want to talk about how important it is to brine your pork before you do anything to it. And this is true even if you're roasting pork. Brining is so important, especially when you're using a lean piece of pork. I'm using some pork loin. There's not much fat in that, so the brining process really ensures that the pork stays nice, juicy, and tender without fully overcooking it or keeping it raw in the middle. So anyways, to start off your brine, you want to get some hot water, equal parts salt, sugar, and I'm going to add some peppercorns to this. There's tons of different flavorings, I guess you could say, for types of brine, but this is a very basic brine. You kind of want to heat up your water just enough so that the salt and the sugar fully dissolve, and then you want to cool this chilled. You want to chill this. You don't want to add hot liquid to your cold pieces of pork. So here are my slices of small little pork tenderloins that I have. They're nice and, you know, not much fat on there. I'm going to pour my cold, I'm going to emphasize this, cold brine on top of my pork loins. And you want to brine this for at least 8 hours to 24 hours. This could be like, you could do this overnight and then you could fry this the next day. Keep it saran wrap in the refrigerator for those 8 to 24 hours. Now normally you would bread your tonkatsu with panko breadcrumbs, which is a Japanese breadcrumb. It's light, it's airy, it's perfect when frying, it gets nice and crispy. Today we're going to be making nama panko, which nama panko is fresh breadcrumbs. Now if you've never made fresh breadcrumbs before, all it really is you're taking some nice white bread. I'm using a Taiwanese white bread. It's a little thicker, it's a little sweeter, and when you grind it up, it comes up really fluffy and beautiful. It fries really nicely. You want to take your white bread, you want to take off those crusties. I like to save them, and I actually like to grind them when I make meatballs, so that's a good option so you're not wasting it. Now, of course, you're welcome to use normal panko breadcrumbs that you find in the grocery store. That will work just fine. But I really suggest trying to make nama panko and really see the difference. You'll know which one you prefer, and honestly, in my opinion, the nama panko comes out much more lighter and fluffier and crispier. And I don't know, maybe it tastes better because I added an extra step of homemadeness to it. So I'm using my magic bullet. Here's my nama panko. You'll see that there are big chunks in here. You kind of want those big chunks because those are going to be the extra crispy treasures you'll get in your tonkatsu. It'll be really delicious, trust me. Now that the pork has brined, you want to take it out. You want to dry it. It's very important to dry your pork before we do the traditional breading. We're also going to tenderize it with a meat pounder, a meat mallet. That's going to expand the surface area of the pork, as well as tenderizing those meat fibers. Here, I'm breading it in some potato starch, and then an egg, and then our freshly made nama panko. And don't be shy in packing that panko in. You want to make sure every surface area of that pork is covered so that you make sure every bite gets all crispy and crunchy and light and airy. To fry, you want to make sure your oil is at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Since we brined the pork, there will be no issues in overcooking the pork. You really just want to cook it until it's golden brown and delicious. And while frying, I find it really important to skim off the foam and all that excess panko that comes off that breadcrumb, so make sure the oil stays clean. There's no burnt bits when you're continuing using the oil to cook the rest of the pork chops. And to serve with your tonkatsu, it's really good with some freshly shredded cabbage and of course bulldog sauce, which is tonkatsu sauce. Now guys, if you can't find this in your local Asian market, you could buy this on Amazon. I highly suggest to buy it on Amazon. If I get the link, I'll post it down below. But other than that, this is it. Your very own homemade tonkatsu. Don't forget to subscribe and like to this video if you like food like this, or well, just my voice. I'll catch you guys later. Bye!